Welcome to the Heads Up Podcast. I am Kasey Orr, and today's guest is none other than Harley Brooks, 2023 bracelet winner from the WSOP Online. So, Harley, welcome to the game. We're going to be battling out Heads Up.
Thank you very much, brother. I'm really happy to be here.
No problem. Glad to have you here.
Yeah.
So, without further ado, I'm going to roll the big blind, and you're going to tell me some stories. I'm going to tell you some stories, and we're going to have a good time here.
Sounds good to me. Cheers to that, my guy.
Cheers, baby. Mi amigo.
Blind $3,000, $5,000, $5,000 bounty.
Start off slow.
Call.
I'm going to do the opposite.
Oh,
I'm going to rip it
all right.
with a raise.
I like it.
Raise 15,000.
Just in case you're trapping me. I'll clarify my statement there.
I'm gonna fold.
It's a wise decision.
Yeah, I got a feeling you're kind of strong there. I don't know what's tipping me off, but
Maybe the raise. Yeah. So,
Wow.
all right. You got to tell me about this bracelet story and how you acquired it, because I know in the past that you I think you and I had similar paths to our poker beginnings.
sure.
In a sense, where we kind of won a big tournament in the early days, and then the post year following that, it was like, I don't want to say turmoil, but it was like probably the same road that every other poker player had, where it was tough.
Definitely the first couple of years were very smooth sailing, and then you get hit with the reality.
All 5,000.
I'm gonna bump it up, but you
Raise.
You say early years of poker, but actually my origin story of poker goes back way further than when I started playing for actual money, which was like 2021.
You playing at like Thanksgiving, Christmas tables
I
and stuff?
I learned how to play poker when I was like
Call.
8 years old.
Oh, that's way before me.
My dad taught me how to play on a trip. He took us on a trip to Boston to see the Dropkick Murphys on St. Patrick's Day. And
that's a good band, by the way.
yeah, me and my family's favorite band.
The Dropkick Murphys.
They're coming to town. I just bought tickets on for like July sometime.
I might have to tag along with you.
But anyway, yeah. So he taught me how to play, and I just became like absolutely obsessed with the game. Like I would organize like tournaments and poker nights to play with like members of his company.
Call.
Oh,
As like an 8, 9, 10-year-old, and was just always obsessed with the game.
a little bit opposite of my story about how I learned.
Okay.
I didn't learn honestly poker until I was like 21 or 22 years old. I think
Really, that
21.
late?
Dude, yeah.
Whoa.
20,000.
I used to play blackjack. Like I turned 21 and they had this little dinky bar up in Washington, and like they had a blackjack table, Pai-Gow table, craps table, and in the back they had 2 poker tables.
Oh.
So like Thursday, Friday, and Saturday nights they would run like $20 tournaments.
Sure.
I remember getting yelled at for playing 8-5 offsuit. I had no idea what I was doing.
By some OMCs that were playing at this dinky bar or what?
Yeah. Dude, it was all the locals,
Right, sure. Fair enough. Back to you, sir.
Yeah, your hand's good. You got a queen, right? Check.
Check. Showtime.
I'll show when you show.
You got to show first.
I got ace high.
Yeah, you're good. I had a diamond draw.
My man. That's what I was hoping.
8-5.
My turn call.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I've been playing poker my entire life. Like as a little kid, I just absolutely obsessed with the game. Watching it on ESPN. I could not wait. I remember
exactly what I did after I played like the first time. I went home and watched YouTube and like just watched every episode of like high stakes poker.
Sure. That's crazy to me that you didn't like I remember like being like a little kid and like watching it like on ESPN and being like, and I you can ask my dad, this is a true statement. I had a college fund he had for me, and I remember telling him, I'm not going to college. I'm taking the college fund and I'm playing the main. as like a 13-year-old. I was like, that's my plan. That's what I'm gonna do.
Have you done that yet?
No. I've not played the main. 15.
Raise 15,000.
So anyway, so the day I turned 21, in fact, the very first thing I did, I went and played like a $20 daily at the Calneva.
Me and you were both playing $20. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if it was 20. It was a low buy.
It was very low. Yeah.
I don't know what it was, but it was definitely not a lot. And got smoked. Truly had no idea what I was doing, but was having a great time.
Yeah.
Check.
And then from there, I started playing on WSOP.com, playing like $1 sit and goes, playing like the $5 tournaments.
15,000. Fold.
So truly, I came from the mud, is what I'm trying to say. I mean, I came from, started off.
Start somewhere.
Grinding the bottom of the barrel.
Sounds like Phil Abbey's story. He started in barbershops when he was like 8 years old.
Right, yeah, playing for change. That's what I'm saying. Like, literally playing for change. Like, and then. So anyway, yeah, so I started playing when I turned 21, which was
5 and 5.
Like for real, you started playing at 21.
Well, when I turned 21, and then I was just doing like little sit and goes, whatever, like nothing serious, just for fun.
Yeah.
But then in 2021 is when I started playing for real. I remember, I think it was, I don't know, one night I hadn't played poker in years. But I had started dealing, so like I was in casinos a lot and whatever.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, one night I was like, you know what, I'm gonna log back onto my WSP account, like I'm gonna play, and I put $100 in, and that first night I won the $30 nightly that used to run at 8 p.m.
Yeah.
For like $4,000. One bullet, no add-on. I put $100 in the account. First night back, won for $4,000.
Yeah.
I was like, and in that moment, I was like, I'm the best there ever was. I'm gonna dedicate the rest of my life to this.
Thank you. I am joining the cult.
Right. I was like, I remember why I was so obsessed with poker. Like, I forgot that you can just make money playing this game. Like, this is so awesome.
Check.
So then, so I ran that like $100 up to like $7,000, and then blew it, obviously, as one does.
15.
Because I didn't actually know what I was doing. I was just like trying to get lucky.
Call.
8 high.
8 high.
8 high. Yeah, see, you can't fold an ace.
No,
not on that.
Not heads up.
But I can't win with an 8, Dude, I turned the double. I was gonna check raise so fucking hard on that turn, dude. I was like, come on, bet it.
Those are the reactions. I was like, God, fuck, I should have fucked.
No, I wanted to check raise so bad. So anyway,
I'm up 5,000. Well, with the blinds, I'm
down
5,000.
That's unacceptable.
I know.
Yeah. So that's when I started playing for real. I got obsessed with it then and started taking it really seriously. And 2021.
So when did you do your first World Series then?
Yeah. So 2021, start playing, start taking it seriously, start studying, kind of, as much as an amateur will actually sit down and study.
You look at one chart and you're like,
yeah.
I like how I play.
Yeah, I'm watching a bunch of YouTube videos. I'm like, I basically got it, And I was just playing online for the longest time.
Raise 17,000.
And then started playing live. Obviously, started dipping my toes into the live scene. And then,
what do you prefer, live or online?
I think it just depends, honestly. I think that they're both good for different reasons, and it just depends how I'm feeling in the moment.
12,000.
I got you on that.
I like playing live because I like the social aspect. I like, sitting around a table. I like the actual, sensory things of, shuffling chips, of, talking to people, feeling cards. Like, I enjoy that.
For sure.
But I like online because it's way more cerebral. Like, I'm like
35,000.
I prefer live poker. I will play online. Like, I don't mind playing it, but I prefer the live aspect.
Sure.
I feel like I generally read people better than when I'm playing live than online, because online is more mathematical and statistical.
Sure.
Check.
Jack.
Check. Showtime.
900 outs in fucking game.
Jack.
God bless him. Is that Jack 4?
Jack 4, baby.
Saw that
You thought I was gonna fold that?
Saw that hand on TV once. No, I don't think you're pulling top pair.
No, pre. I meant Jack.
No, you have to play
Jack 3. I'm probably gonna fold to you, but Jack 4,
like,
I'd never fold.
Some story behind that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, for the memes.
You cheated both. I just don't know how I didn't hit one of my outs.
It's crazy, right?
Dude, half the deck.
I know. It's crazy. So anyway,
your first summer, like, over his World Series.
So I built up a bankroll from 2021 to 2023. I win a couple of
5 and 5.
I win a couple of events, 5-figure score here and there, and we're doing good, like I'm feeling really confident in my abilities. Honestly, I'm thinking that I'm hot shit, because I'm doing well online.
You got a bankroll. You're ready to fucking hit that shit, right?
I'm like crushing in like my local, Peppermill. I'm like, I'm doing well, I think that I'm ready. I'm ready for the World Series. I've been building it up in my mind my entire life. I've been watching it on TV, and I'm like, I got this. Like, I'm gonna, not that I'd like overestimate my abilities. I know I'm no world beater.
Do you think there's a difference between people that like feel like they're made to play poker versus like people who play poker? Like, I say that with like, the question I have is like, I feel like there's people who are born to actually play poker versus like people who like just go and play poker.
Sure, I think that
like you have a drive, right? Like you want to win, like you want to get better at the game, you want to like I have the same mindset. Like
sure.
I want to win, and like sometimes I'm so passionate about it and I just get so emotional it fucking pisses me off. Like
I mean, and I think that it is a very emotional game in that, well, not only are you playing for large sums of money, you're putting so much time.
You're also investing
into
your
poker.
Money.
Yeah, you're investing money and time, and especially when you're playing as often as I was and as often as you do, it's taxing. It can be.
That's a good word for it.
Yeah, 100%. And when you put so much of yourself into it.
15,000.
Nah, I'm not gonna hero call you.
What would be? Was it a 4?
It was a 4. Sorry, it's okay. I don't. Even if you bluff me, I don't feel bad about that fold.
I don't know. Is it a bluff?
So with all that being said, I was
feeling it.
Yeah, I was feeling it. I was ready. I was gonna go down there. I was gonna make a name. The world was gonna know who I was. I was gonna do it. And I got absolutely mollywopped.
Murdered.
Just absolutely. I
hope you brought a change of diapers because you're gonna use it.
Yeah, absolutely kicked in the face by reality. I went down there. I didn't go down there for long. I went down there with a good mutual friend of ours, Mr. Speisen.
Yeah.
And I played, I think, like 12 buy-ins over 5 or 6, 7 days. I don't remember exactly how long we were down there.
Yeah. Yeah, so you had a plan. You went down there, and it just...
Yeah, and I went, like, 0 for 12. Like,
you got shit on.
I got shit on, yeah. I was, like... I did not achieve my my rounder's dream, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah. You got sent home just like Mike McDermott.
Yeah, exactly.
I check.
Here's the turn.
So I remember driving home and just being like very dejected.
20,000.
Anyways, you were dejected.
I was very dejected. I didn't feel good about it, Like I was really considering like, man, like maybe I'm not cut out for this. Like maybe this isn't, what I'm supposed to do.
As somebody who's been there as well, like I'll tell you the story. Like I say this with like the utmost sympathy, but also like I've been there because my first World Series trip, I ended up crying in my hotel room because I had contracted COVID. I couldn't go play. I was sick. I was throwing up, and like I had lost like my entire bankroll basically in like the first summer I had ever went. It was a year before you had went.
Right.
So you went 2023, right?
Yeah.
That was your first one? My first one was 2022.
Right.
And I'm like sitting in the horseshoe, and I'm just like, my wife can attest to this. Like I was fucking just sitting on the edge of the bed, like fucking just sick, throwing up, and like crying my fucking ass off. Worst trip I ever had in my life.
I mean, and you build it up a lot in your head, like it's like you've been waiting for this moment for so long, like you've set aside so much time and money for this, and then And like you just weeks, months leading up to it, you're like, this is it. Like I'm so like I spent so much time preparing for this, and then the universe just kicks you in the teeth.
Exactly.
I have to rethink about this hand in my head. I think I check on the flop, and then you checked.
You bet 5 on the turn.
Yeah, you cheat. Oh yeah, you just raised me. You didn't check raise me. Raise, turn, pot, river. Essentially. Not a whole lot. I could see like 9-10 being a thing. I could see 7-4. I could see 5-6.
There's a lot of things in there.
I beat basically not like I can't even think of like what bluffs I'm beating at this point, other than like complete air. But like
you have.
I guess spades. I guess like I'm beating like spades. Like but like you have to have like very specific spades because I don't.
Maybe you have ace high again.
No, I have a pair.
Oh, which pair?
Yeah, that pair. That's okay.
Fold.
I folded 4s twice in a row.
Very good river.
Yeah, good river. You got there?
Yeah.
I believe you. What was it? Was it 5-6? 5-6? Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
So yeah, there's I hate to admit that as a man that I was crying in a hotel room, but it was
no, I think that it's
I don't want to use the word dreamer, but it's like you wait. I waited 5 years to play like my first ever World Series because like I grew up in Washington, played over there, and like I finally moved to Reno, and it was like I finally had a chance to go like build up a bankroll like you did, and like go play a fucking World Series event.
Yeah,
I spent a week down there, and it was like I got chewed up, spit out, fucking beaten, and like just murdered. And on top of it, I got fucking COVID and like sick, and so it's like I couldn't do shit. By the way, I think some fucking douchebag at the table gave me COVID. Like,
really?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure somebody was playing with a fucking.
I mean, I don't doubt it. I mean, poker players aren't the most considerate bunch in the world.
No.
But I think that's a good word for it, dreamers. I mean, that's what it is. I mean, especially when you're playing tournaments. I mean, we're dreaming of hitting it fucking big, like.
Absolutely.
Like we all want to win the main. You know what I mean? Like,
dude,
we all want to win the lottery essentially. Like,
fuck the main. I want to win something. Like just one fucking big one, like the monster stack.
Right?
Just the mystery bounty.
Just something. So speaking of winning a big one,
yeah, tell me your story on your bracelet win.
So I'm coming home from the series, didn't win anything. I'm dejected as all hell, and I just remember telling Vanya on the ride back, I was like, I just have like, I think setting goals is really important. I think having goals.
So this is right after you came back from the World Series that you basically didn't run good in.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, on the drive back from Vegas back to Reno, I remember saying like, one of my goals in life, like my top like 3 life goals is to win a bracelet. Like that's what I want to do, And
check.
I got a 7.
Huh?
A 7.
Queen.
Ah, you are the worst.
Check.
Absolutely got there.
I think I'm pretty good.
Yeah. I was like, I just want to win a bracelet. Like, it's just been a life goal of mine. It's something I've thought about my entire life, and like, I want to do it. Like, even though I'm feeling extremely dejected right now, like, I have the rest of my life to get it done. Like, I know that I will as long as I like stick to it.
No, absolutely.
And then like 2 weeks later, I won a bracelet online after going like 0 for 12.
The Heads Up podcast is brought to you by the Poker Gods. Go online now and check out their merchandise store where they have unique products and everything that is high quality, from hats to polo shirts to shirts and women's items, where you can get anything that says you're a dreamer, PLO player. You can play the Hold'em events. We all have unique items. So thanks for the Poker Gods for sponsoring this podcast.
So 2 weeks later, I had a bracelet, which is still kind of surreal to say and think about.
Oh,
but like, tell me about that bracelet run. So it's like,
sure,
you obviously came home in June. Like, what happened? You're just degenerately like, I'm so pissed.
I was less dejected once I had some perspective and realized that 12 bullets at the World Series where variance is extremely high
10,000
is nothing to be embarrassed about, ashamed about. Like, it is what it is. Like,
let me ask you this: did you learn that a year later, or did you learn that in the moment?
I mean, I was aware. Like, I understand tournament poker's hard, and that, you know, a lot of people.
It takes me a week or two to like realize that. I'm like,
yeah, like about a week or two later. Yeah, a lot of people that are a lot better than me are gonna have worse summers than I was having. You know what I mean? So I wasn't. I was hard on myself for a while, but I was starting to forgive myself.
Yeah.
And I was just grinding online and, you know, having no major successes, but, you know, about as successful as I had been online. You know, making a little bit of money.
Mm-hmm.
And then, I remember, I'll never forget it. It was Father's Day. I went out to lunch with my dad and my stepmom, and I knew that I was going to come home and play this tournament, this $500 online bracelet event. And the tournament started at like noon or 12, and that's right around when I was meeting my dad. And I remember we went out to, like, for tacos, and I'll check. And like I had like 2 micheladas, like while we were out to lunch. Like I wasn't taking it that seriously, you know. I was like, you know, I was telling him. I remember they were asking me, you know, at lunch they were asking me like, how was Vegas? You know, how'd it go? And like, you know, you don't want to. I didn't lie. Like I was like, oh, like not great. Like it didn't go great. Like, but yeah, you don't want to be like.
Not what I saw on TV.
Yeah, like I got smoked, you know, like, you know, so I was like, well, I'm still playing online, like I still got a lot of the summer left, but I was like, in fact, I have this tournament that I'm playing tonight, $500 buy-in, it's gonna be a huge deal. It's for a bracelet, like I'm gonna go do it. And they're like, okay, yeah, like that's great, you know, whatever.
Yeah.
They're very supportive. They're awesome.
Well, that's good.
Yeah. So I leave there. I late reg the tournament with like I think when I got into it, I had like I don't know, 25 bigs maybe. And
so you late reg with 25 bigs.
Late reg 25 bigs. Very first hand. I don't remember the hand, but I remember I lost half my stack and had like 14 bigs after the very first hand, and I was like, well, I'm not rebuying this because I'm playing way above my bankroll. Of course, you know. Shouldn't even be playing a $500 buy-in with the amount of money I have, but I'm like,
I'm gonna do it
but
anyway.
I'm like, whatever, yeah, like we're not gonna play this.
12,000.
So yeah, first hand, I'm like, this is stupid, like whatever, like
I got nothing to lose.
I'm ready to be done, like whatever. But then we don't bust, you know, we stay in it, and we end up cashing.
You get to the money.
There's like 1,800 entrants. And
that's pretty. That's a fucking lot of entries.
That's a lot of entries.
Like, for an online event. Like, I think GG Poker is probably the only thing that comes close to that.
And I will say this because I know that it's an online bracelet. Listen, like I totally understand.
No, there's no asterisk for that.
I completely understand the stigma behind.
No, it's a variant of poker that you want a bracelet for. That's like saying that's honestly like saying, well, the limit hold'em guys shouldn't get a fucking bracelet because it's limit hold'em.
I'm just saying I understand the stigma around like a live bracelet versus an online bracelet, but what I will say. Is that
I think it's fucking harder to win one of those.
What I will say is that I won it during the series. Like everybody that travels from around the country and around the world to play was in that tournament. You know what I mean? Like all the grinders. I was playing.
They're playing down in Vegas, but they're also online at the moment.
Yeah, like you know, I'm not playing against just Joe Schmo on a random Wednesday night in the middle of the year. You know, like
Kasey Orr in his garage.
No, but they run bracelet events now that are not during the series. You know what I mean? Like that just happen at like random times throughout the year. So not to discredit any of those people's bracelets, like it's obviously still an incredible achievement no matter what. But at least I can say like, okay, like I won mine during the series. Like I beat like I know, you know, a lot of top players were in that tournament.
For sure.
I knew you were going to leave. I want to see.
20,000.
You only looked at one? Yeah, you will.
9 of spades?
That's good.
All right.
Can I show you the 9 of clubs?
So anyway, yeah, so I stick around, I stay alive, whatever. We bob and weave to end up cashing.
Yeah, you
like
were
I said,
how many chips do you have? You're like 220th in chips that you said?
So 1,800 entrants, I think like, I don't remember, I'm going to botch the numbers, but like 200 and something made the money, 280. And
15%.
when we cashed, I was in like 220th. Like I was like bottom, or no, nearing the bottom.
Just limped in.
Just like so happy to get the cash. Like,
oh, God,
yeah. Like
give me a hand.
Like I said, at this point I was playing like well above what my bankroll allowed. Like so, the 500 cash, like I was pretty stoked on it.
Sweet, I can buy a hot dog.
Yeah. So, and then after that, after we made the money, I just went on a tear. Like I don't remember a lot of specific hands, but I remember just running up a fat stack, and then by the time final table came around, I think I was like third in chips.
Was it like, was it super grindy getting to the final table? Do you remember that? Like, what? Because I found it like playing online. Like, there's certain points where like it seems like you're just grinding the last like 15 players, and it's like, oh.
Well, it
hand
was
after hand, fold, raise, fold, raise, fold. Like,
sure.
I shouldn't say that on my action, but
I've definitely been there in like other like since then. Like the bracelet events that I played last summer, were extremely grindy. Like they did the first mystery bounty online.
Yeah.
And I went deep in that tournament. I got like 40th or something in that out of, I don't even know how many entrants it had. It had a lot though, more than my bracelet went, and it was long. I remember being like, even for an online poker tournament, not for a live tournament, but I remember it being a grind.
For sure, yeah.
But for mine, it was a turbo, so it didn't last long at all. So like it was really like a blur, and especially because I was running well, I was winning hands, like it was flying by.
Check.
So then,
yeah, that makes sense. I guess like turbo tournament, like you're gonna fucking
dude,
not. What were the levels in that? Like 12 minutes or?
Dude, I think I don't even know, maybe 8. I don't. You'd think I'd remember a lot of details about my bracelet, but I really don't, because I was like,
so
it feels like a dream, honestly.
I would assume so. Mine feels like a long time ago too. Like, but you get to the final table and then what? Like,
so yeah, so I get to the final table, maybe like third in chips, and ooh, look at that river. Brings in everything.
I love it.
That's a good river. I'm a 5. You win.
I didn't want you to bet because I was like, I don't want to have to hero call a raise.
Yeah, I was really considering if I was gonna have to bluff raise that river, just because I was like, man, look at that 8, look at that diamond. I don't know.
That was like speech play without the speed. That was like, oh man, that is a good river. I like it.
That's a good river. Brings everything in.
It's like, I don't want it.
But since it was a turbo, I don't remember a lot of hand histories, unfortunately. But I do remember the hand that I remember the final hand and the hand
to set you up to win.
Pushed me over the edge. We were 7-handed, had already made a couple pay jumps. I was absolutely stoked. Every jump at this point is like doubling my bankroll. I'm like, I'm on cloud 9. Like,
yeah, you're like, fuck yes, 10K more.
I'm thinking just like, don't screw this up. Like third place was like $40,000, which my best cash up to date was $25,000.
For sure.
So I was like, this is like incredible. Like, I'm sorry, I'm bad at playing and talking.
Or the game call.
So I'm just thinking, don't screw it up. Like, just survive. Like, don't get 7th.
For sure.
Just don't get 7th for like, I don't know what 7th was, but I don't even think it was 10K. Like,
20,000.
It wasn't much. So
yeah.
So I got I think I'm like 3rd, 4th in chips, 7-handed.
Don't you love that thought though when you're like at the final table and you're like, I have this many chips, I need to get 4th or better. Like,
right? No, I need to. Like, I absolutely cannot come this far.
You're like 4th or better is like X amount of money for me. Like I've had those thoughts over multiple different tournaments over the past few years. That's the only reason I reference that, because I'm like, we've all had that thought in tournament.
No,
where it's
100%.
I have this many chips. I need to win this many. Like,
right. I need to. Yeah.
If I bust out, it must be like some catastrophe that fucking happened.
Right. I know it's crazy to say, like, and maybe I'm like misremembering now that the time has passed, but I feel like in the moment I still didn't think that like I could win it. I was like, there's just no, like, I know how this goes. I'm gonna get cooler. Like, I've played enough online poker. Like, I'm this close.
Raise 13,000.
Yeah.
Go 35. I was like, I already know. Like, I'm gonna get coolered. It is what it is. Like, I didn't allow myself to think that I could like actually win the tournament until we were like 3-handed.
Oh.
Anyway, so 7-handed. I got pocket jacks in the big blind.
Oh. There you go.
Pocket jacks on the big blind. it folds to the cutoff who jams like 12, 11 bigs. Small blind.
You're like, I'm calling.
You're right. I'm like beautiful. But then small blind rejams 25 bigs, and I only have like, I don't even know, like. Are
you considering like side pot there? You're just like
20, 25?
I'm just considering, wow, if I lose this pot, I'm gonna have like 6 bigs, and I'm gonna be next on the chopping block. I'm gonna be out in 7th. You know, I'm thinking like. This is exactly the spot that I'm thinking of.
This
like
is the spot you didn't want.
I didn't want to happen. Like I'm like
you're like I want to beat that 7th place.
Right. Like I'm gonna get jacks. I'm gonna lose the flip with jacks, and I'm gonna get absolutely dog. Like I'm just gonna be dejected. Yeah. But whatever. Like it doesn't matter. Like you can't think like that in poker, right? Like you know that.
No, absolutely.
You have to just put it in. So we put it in with jacks, of course. You know, but
so there's a side pot. So you're actually like. You're like, let me at least win the side pot.
Right. I'm just so it was. I think it was like pocket eights and ace queen. And I was like, just please, God, like.
So ace, queen, pocket eights, pocket jacks.
Pocket jacks.
You're like, I'm ahead.
Oh my God, like I'm like, please, just hold.
Who had the side pot? Was it the ace or was it the ace queen?
I think it was the small blind had ace queen.
So that was the side pot for you. You're flipping for the side pot.
Yeah, and I'm like, dude, I'm like, please. And like this is for like 2 pay jumps and the chip lead, 5-handed, and like a $14,000 pay jump, like. And like long story short, we end up holding, and I'm not one to cheer when like I win a pot, but I absolutely cheered. I was like, I was up out of my seat.
Dude, you just fucking give me that.
Awesome, dude. So stoked. Like my girlfriend was outside and she just heard me screaming, and yeah, it was awesome, man.
That's pretty good.
And then from that point, I had a major chip lead, and it was mine to lose.
Yeah. I 100% believe that. I was like, how many players did you knock out in the final table? You said
of the 9, I knocked out 7
of 9,
7 of 8, 7 of 8 players.
When I played the Run Good series and I won that like 65K, like it was 14 of the last 17 players. The only player I didn't knock out was the guy I topped with, and then 2 other guys.
Really?
I doubled up with like, and I had like aces when I doubled them up. It was like,
I think sometimes it's just your day. You know what I mean?
Honestly.
150.
This is what the fuck is happening right now.
150,000.
We're just balls deep in a story, and we fucking have this going on. This is this monster wet board. I can't fold. I call.
That's straight.
So do I.
Ace queen. Oh, this is so funny.
Same hand. Same suits too.
So
oh
funny.
My God, that's amazing.
King straight.
Oh, boring. Actually, that's great. That's awesome.
I was considering. I was like, how many times do you have ace queen here? Like
possible.
Pocket queens. I was like pocket king, same hand, or king queen, whatever.
That for me.
Sure.
That's amazing.
That's so funny.
I know.
Dang, I was like, actually, I was like, this is beautiful. But once you snap, I'm like,
No, I was like, there's no fold, absolutely not. And I was like,
that sucks.
There is just a call though. Like, the only reason I raised is I'm like, maybe you have a set, but I don't think I can ever just raise that hand. The pot's so big, I'm like,
I think a call's fine.
Yeah, like if I raise that, I'm like,
what am I calling with?
Yeah, I'm like,
I guess it worked. Like I was like, well, yeah.
Like that's what I'm saying. A set would just like, fucking. Yeah. I think you fold a set because you know I have a queen if I'm raising.
Man, you suck. What a bad hand.
What a fucking setup.
Yeah, unbelievable.
Freaking dealer guy over here.
Best in the business, actually.
That's the one thing I never get is like people who blame the fucking dealer. Like, I think it's like the worst fucking juju you could ever have is if you blame the fucking dealer.
I can't stand it, especially as a dealer myself. Like, I cannot stand it.
I almost like to like just antagonize people who call out dealers.
Oh yeah, did I ever tell you about the first time I ever met Hippie John?
I do this because I want to tell you the first time I met him. I bet my story outstories your story.
You think so?
Yeah,
I mean, it's not much of a story. It's just that.
Oh, then mine definitely outstories yours.
We just got into a fight, like a verbal altercation with each other. And I ended up, and let me just say, Hippie John's a great guy. He's hilarious. He's actually the only other person I know who has a bracelet. I don't remember the exact words that were exchanged, but probably. Like,
okay, well, it involves that.
But he was berating a dealer friend of mine, and I don't stand by that. You can't do that.
Full.
Anyway, whatever. It doesn't matter. But
Yeah.
great guy, by the way. He's just a little crotchety. Good player too.
I love the guy.
Yeah, he's
now
awesome.
I love the guy. So first time I ever met him, playing a Palooza event over at the Peppermill in Reno, and we're playing Win the Button. So the rules of the Win the Button are pretty simple. You win the hand, you win the button, and the button just shifts all throughout the tournament.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've won
we got
before.
Into an issue is like, and mind you, this is my birthday.
Oh,
like, on my birthday, like a Wednesday afternoon,
I'm
we're
sorry.
playing.
One day I'll remember the blinds.
We're playing like the Win the Button tournament, and we're like deep into the tournament. And he asks the question, "What happens in a chopped pot?" And then, like the dealer said, in a chopped pot, the player with worst position wins the button.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Well, an hour later, same question pops up. Like, no, this person had more chips. Shouldn't they win the pot? And it's like, well, it doesn't matter who has more chips. It matters who has position. And then he stops the tournament. And, like, mind you, I didn't know who he was at the time. So it was, like, I was, like, pretty annoyed. And I was like, dude, like, we already explained this. So why don't we just go through and play the fucking hand?
Right.
Check.
We get to the third time he asked the same question. And I'm, like, so fucking annoyed. I'm just like,
check.
I'm like, dude, they already fucking explained the question to you. Like,
oh, you yelled at him first, though.
I did, though. But I told him, I was like, they already answered your question. This is already a chopped pot. I don't want to fucking, like, you're asking them to stop the tournament clock for 75 people. Like, we're not going to do this.
He's asking to stop the entire tournament, not just the table?
Yeah, he asked to stop the clock. And he goes, if you don't shut up, I'm going to beat your ass and hit you with a fucking oxygen can. And I was like, I'm okay, at this point, I'm not going to fight you, but I'm just saying, like, you don't have to check.
No, that's awesome.
Dude, like that's literally what happened. And I was like, what the fuck is this guy's problem, dude? Like, pissing me off. It's my birthday. I'm having a bad day. I'm not winning any hands. Like, I checked.
I just a queen high.
Showtime.
How much?
Queen high.
Oh, you're good. 10 high.
I thought I had showdown value.
You did.
You know?
But dude, yeah, he like threatens to beat the shit out of me with his oxygen fan. It was like, I was like, what the fuck? Like, I'm just trying to play this fucking tournament. And you're
That's
like,
awesome.
Out here, fucking.
Yeah. Again, Hippie's great. He's a great guy.
I love him now.
Anyway, what was I? Why did I break that up? I don't even remember. Oh, people that break dealers.
Berating dealers.
Yeah, I can't stand that. I mean, drives me up the wall.
But yeah.
So
I want to talk about the year. Actually, I want to talk about the hand that you won the tournament with.
Sure.
That's what I want to talk about.
That's the only other hand that I remember.
Dude,
so I'm glad you want to talk about that one.
Yeah, a couple years ago. So.
I'll never forget this hand for the rest of my life, I think, because
it's pretty iconic. It's
honestly,
it's literally tattooed into your bracelet.
Yeah, like I'll never forget it. So we were heads up. I had been just running like a god, as you kind of have to do to go this deep in a major field. We were heads up. I had a 2-1 chip lead. 2-1 chip lead, and I think it was like 16 million, 18 million to like 9 million, something like that. I don't remember exactly. But we got dealt Ace 5-0. We get dealt Ace 5-0 in the big blind, and our opponent opens, and we elect a 3-bet.
So he's on the button, you're in big blind. He opens, you 3-bet.
Yeah, what did I say? Yeah, something like that. Yeah, we 3-bet the Ace 5-0. Flop comes. I mean, we absolutely just
or 40,000.
I can't. I have a queen. I call.
Jack high.
We take those.
Nice hand.
Thank you. Got there. Absolutely got there.
Yeah, you did.
Thought about raising turn.
Your head the whole way.
Keep him on the line.
Yeah. I had 4 outs.
Yeah, so